What is the number one weekly routine a CEO must implement if they want to reinforce culture? Let me come back to that in a moment. But first of all, welcome from the Bavarian region of Germany, where we're visiting our scaling up coaching partner, Nikolai Ladani's Hof, they call it, his unbelievably gorgeous farm here, where he has an actually separate space to host his scaling up clients. We're also here with my son, Quinn, 17. We're going to be doing some fishing this weekend, hiking, and we're here to celebrate the summer solstice with a big fire and ceremony this evening. So let me come back to the topic. What is this most critical weekly routine that is important if you want to, as a CEO and leader, reinforce culture? And that is a weekly communication out to everyone. Now, when the company's small, you've got kind of 5 to maybe up to 50 employees, you can have that all hands-on meeting every week. But at some point with remote workers and all of that, it can get really difficult in order to be able to reinforce, not annually, quarterly, but weekly, what are the key behaviors, core values that really power the culture. And so what are some ways to do that? I think of, first of all, Greg Brenneman. I hope you've had a chance to read his book, Right Away and All at Once. He was part of the team with Bethune that turned around Continental Airlines. And one of the keys he shares was that every week he put out a voicemail message that all of the pilots and mechanics and flight attendants could tune into, because look, you got to know that it's scary out there and people are wondering what you're thinking and what moves you're going to make. We've got AI coming on and other chaos that everyone's facing. And whether you're scary or not as a leader, your people are scared and they want to hear from you. Look, you can't over communicate. You don't control the message. They're going to make stuff up. And so Greg was able to communicate weekly what they were doing, what they were thinking, and most importantly himself, being able to be vulnerable, which then created that psychologically safe environment that allowed people to be able to face the brutal facts and make the decisions that were necessary. Michael Dell, I remember early on, still does it today. His is a weekly email. And a big part of it is whatever they're focused on that year or that quarter, hey, we want to move into the server space. First of all, every week he's reinforcing that, hey, here's how we're doing, celebrating these teams, pushing in other areas, recognizing maybe a core value, and also just, again, sharing what he's thinking. Mark Zuckerberg has done that through a Q&A with Mark. It used to be on Friday, but now that they're global, it's 5 o'clock on a Thursday. And it's a chance for him through Facebook. Folks are able to kind of zoom in or Facebook time in or show up locally. And he's able to say, hey, you guys saw me testify before Congress. Let me tell you what it was like and what I was thinking. And it's a chance for them also to ask him questions, again, on a weekly basis. One of the guys, though, that we most admire is the founder and CEO of UWM, United Wholesale Mortgage. They started kind of on their scaling up journey when our scaling up CEO, scaling up coaches CEO, Bob Verdun, joined their board at 200 employees. Today, they have 9,000. They are the largest wholesale mortgage company in the United States. They are bigger than the next 10 combined. And their CEO, Matt, will tell you, really, at the heart of that is not a weekly, but a daily 90-second to 2-minute video that he puts together where he's like, hey, here's an update on the market, what we're working on, what's working, our initiatives, kudos out to people again. And not only is that shared with his 9,000 employees, it goes out to all 30,000 of the mortgage brokers that they work with. And so whether it is an email, it is a voicemail, mine's an email itself out to our 296 coaching partners, updating where I am and what I'm working on and what I'm thinking and what I want to reinforce. And even last week, I revealed, after we heard Sandra Joseph, the longest running lead on Broadway, Christine and Phantom of the Opera, share about how it's important for us to recognize our mask that we need to remove. And I shared with the coaching partners what mask I think I've been wearing and what is going on behind that mask. And I can tell you that the response that I've received back from our partners has been amazing. But let me give you a huge warning here. Don't expect a lot of two-way communication. It's often crickets. You send this out, you don't hear anything back. I'm lucky if I hear back from one of our, again, 296 scaling up coaching partners around the world, maybe one of them every few weeks. And so this is about you communicating, you controlling the message, you sharing, you reinforcing what you think is important that the teams are doing that week, and what is important to keep driving a strong culture to drive strong execution. Keep scaling.